Have you ever reached a moment in life where something inside you quietly shifted, where the world looked the same on the outside, yet you were no longer the same within? A moment where your thoughts, your reactions, and even your sense of identity began to feel unfamiliar, as though a veil had been lifted from your awareness. This is often how spiritual awakening begins, not with noise or spectacle, but with a subtle inner stirring that whispers, "There is more than this." Spiritual awakening is not a straight road, nor is it a destination you arrive at once and for all. It unfolds more like a living spiral, much like the structure of DNA itself. Some souls revisit the same lessons again and again, each time from a higher level of awareness. Others leap over stages, only to return later when the soul is ready. Every journey is uniquely designed, yet there are shared patterns that quietly unite us all. In this teaching, we will explore the 5 foundational stages of spiritual awakening, not as rigid rules, but as spiritual markers, to help you discern where you may currently stand on your own sacred path. The journey always begins in what can be described as spiritual unconsciousness, a state where the ego dominates awareness. In this stage, a person is deeply identified with their thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Whatever the mind thinks feels absolute. Whatever emotion arises feels permanent. There is little or no separation between who you are and what you experience. The inner voice of the ego speaks constantly, interpreting reality, judging situations, and constructing stories about the self and the world. In this state, life often feels like something that merely happens to you rather than something you participate in consciously. Reactions replace responses. Defensiveness, anger, fear, and negativity arise easily because the ego feels constantly threatened. Painful experiences and trauma are absorbed into personal identity, reinforcing the belief that control is limited or non-existent. The individual becomes tightly bound to their personal story. This is who I am because of what happened to me. Seeing others clearly is extremely difficult at this stage. Perception is filtered through projection, assumptions, and unresolved inner wounds. The world becomes a mirror of the ego's fears and desires rather than an objective reality. This unconscious entanglement creates spiritual blindness, where the deeper meaning of existence remains hidden. Yet paradoxically, this stage is not a failure. It is the necessary soil from which awakening grows. The discomfort, confusion, and inner friction eventually spark a realization: there must be more than this. That realization marks the true beginning of awakening. As the soul continues its unfolding, it enters a profoundly transformative phase often referred to as ego death. Despite its name, this is not about physical death, but the gradual dismantling of the false self, the identity built from labels, roles, beliefs, and conditioning. Everything once used to define me, age, gender, social status, religious concepts, even personal opinions, begins to loosen its grip. During this stage, deeply held beliefs about life, God, and reality may suddenly collapse. Teachings that once felt solid may no longer resonate. This can create a sense of emptiness, confusion, or even spiritual disorientation. The mind feels stripped bare. But within that emptiness, something sacred is forming. For the first time, a clear separation emerges between the observer and the experience. You begin to notice your thoughts rather than being consumed by them. You witness emotions without drowning in them. The observer self, long buried beneath ego noise, steps forward into awareness. You realize, perhaps for the first time, that you are not your thoughts, not your emotions, and not the story you've been telling yourself your entire life. This stage reveals a profound truth: the ego is not the true self. It is a construct shaped by culture, survival instincts, memory, and fear. Ego death is the unveiling of illusion. It does not destroy you, it frees you. And once the illusion is seen, the soul becomes hungry for truth. From that hunger emerges the next phase, the search. This is where the awakened soul begins to actively seek understanding. The questions grow deeper and more urgent. Who am I really? Why was I born? What is the nature of God? What lies beyond this world? This search is not purely intellectual, it is spiritual longing. Individuals are drawn to sacred texts, spiritual teachers, sermons, ancient wisdom, and contemplative practices. Meditation, prayer, reflection, and deep inner listening become natural expressions of the soul's desire to remember its origin. Every new insight feels like light entering a previously dark room. Each revelation brings a sense of recognition, as though truth is not being learned, but remembered. This stage can feel exhilarating, even intoxicating. Knowledge flows. Awareness expands. The universe begins to feel meaningful rather than random. Yet the search is not meant to last forever. Eventually, understanding must move from the mind into embodiment. That embodiment arrives in the emergence of the authentic self. At this stage, pretending becomes unbearable. Masks fall away. Roles that once felt necessary now feel suffocating. The soul demands honesty, not just with others, but with itself. This authenticity often feels like a return to something ancient and familiar, the self you were before the world told you who to be. Like the innocence of childhood before fear, expectation, and conditioning shaped identity. You become painfully aware of what no longer aligns: relationships, careers, habits, and environments that conflict with your true nature begin to dissolve. This phase is rarely gentle. Life restructures itself. Jobs may end. Relationships may be redefined or released. Emotional wounds long buried may surface for healing. The body itself may react as old energy clears and new awareness integrates, manifesting as vivid dreams, heightened intuition, deep emotional waves, or unusual inner sensations. Yet through the chaos, clarity emerges. The soul is reclaiming its voice. Finally, the journey unfolds into the stage of alignment, a state of conscious harmony with self, others, and creation itself. This is not perfection, but wholeness. The mind, body, and soul begin to move as one. There is deep self-compassion, gentle acceptance of limitations, and forgiveness for past versions of the self. From this inner alignment flows compassion for others. Judgment softens. Understanding deepens. You recognize that every soul is navigating their own awakening, each doing the best they can with the awareness they possess. You become your own nurturer, the loving presence you may have once searched for externally. This alignment extends beyond humanity. The separation between self and world dissolves. Nature is no longer scenery, it is family. The earth, the air, the trees, animals, and even silence itself feel alive and interconnected. Unity is no longer an idea, it is lived experience. And yet, alignment does not deny darkness. It embraces it with wisdom. Light and shadow are seen as partners in growth, each revealing different dimensions of truth. Life is no longer resisted, it is understood. If this teaching resonated with your spirit, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Also, consider sharing this video with someone whose soul may be awakening in silence. And feel free to share your own experiences in the comments below. Until next time, may your journey continue to unfold with clarity, courage, and divine insight.